Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 8 of the Will Abare Show with Will Abare. I am Will Abare, and
And I am B3.
we have all Will Abares here today. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. I get game 1, you get game 1?
I'll take it away.
Game 1.
Here we go. Opening game, we got Susan's Smart Team playing Dee Dee's Yellowstone Bisons. Battle of the Royals from last year's championship game, if we don't recall.
100%.
So, the final was Nene got it done. 149 to 119 against Dee Dee's Yellowstone Bisons. Kittle pulled in 25 points, and Marvin Harrison Jr. a whopping 23. Solid score for them. In fact, her best score of the year.
How
Pretty
about
amazing.
that? How about that?
Dee Dee got a nice 26 from Josh Jacobs. Unfortunately, the broom was out,
Not enough.
and it was almost like a Dodgers-Yankees thing. Wasn't quite a sweep. Oh, wait, it was a sweep. So, and Dee Dee has also lost 3 of the last 4. He has never finished below 500. The challenge is out there.
Well, how about that? Dee Dee, we need a recovery here. On to game number 2. The strongest of wills took on the big guys, 1.21 TJ Watts. The second-ranked team right now, which nobody saw coming. The final score, though, Barry, you had 97, and the big guy had 113. Big-time victory. Kyron Williams for Will Barry, 23 points, but then starting quarterback Jordan Love had only 5. Never something you want to see. And it's his first ever loss to B3, a 4-1 all-time record. Big win.
And they even flirted with it because I was down by 2 points, and he is out of players, and I've got Mason for San Francisco and Russ for Pittsburgh. Mason on San Francisco only got 1 point. And so I was thinking this is how it's going to go down. Like this is not going to end well, but Russell Wilson came through for me.
I mean, 100%. And then on the other side of things, though, 23 points from Bijan Robinson and Joe Mixon. Running backs had a field day for 1.21 TJ Watts. And 6-game win streak is the longest all time. So that is crazy.
Yowza. Third game, the Sigmas putting up a very solid effort and getting it done with 127, except they didn't. Because they had to play the Master of Cuppets, who pulled in 163. This went down like Florida State playing North Carolina. It just was not a pretty sight. It was, it was rough. It was rough. And so, let's see. Sigmas, even though you had a great game, you had 4 20-plus scores. Lamar, Josh, who's Gibbs?
Jameer Gibbs from Detroit.
Yeah. Sigma's taking it on the chin a little bit. They've dropped 4 to 5 and a sweep. Another sweep. Dadgum.
How about that?
Master Cuppets, Jalen Hurts, now he figures it out. Porter, I feel bad for you. Hurts has been horrible all year. And so, and CeeDee Lamb. Too bad Dallas can't win a game, but CeeDee Lamb can put up points. He's like Kirk Cousins. And so, Master Cuppets, 6-1 all time against Porter. Porter, we can't let this happen anymore. Need to get you back on track. Got to get you, throwing the thunder down whenever you play Master Cuppets, but because he's taking advantage of you right now.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah, how about that? Game number 4, we had our 8th-ranked Swift Kick taking on 4th-ranked Harrison Butker's Kitchen. I know what you're thinking here. No way Swift Kick won a game. Well, it happened for the first time in maybe a month. 124 Swift Kick to 120 Harrison Butker. And Mom is finally on the winning side column, however that phrase goes. 19 points from Justin Jefferson, and then 13 points from the Pittsburgh defense on Monday Night Football to give her the victory. As for Mason, 27 points from Devon Achane and 20 from Jamar Chase, but it was not enough to top Mom and Swift Kick. She broke the 4-game losing streak, which was going to reach record heights. And this may be one of the best rivalries we have in fantasy football, because that rivalry is 5-5 all time. And Mason won the matchup between them earlier this year by 0.2 points. So absolutely fantastic matchup there.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the awards.
Let's do.
Hang on. And in light of Halloween that's just happened, hang on 1 second. We're going to have to make this thing happen. So for the first award, this is my Forrest Gump get up. And the Golden Chainsaw, Lieutenant Dan, but you ain't got no legs, goes, I feel for you again, Porter, because you ain't had no legs when you went up against the Golden Chainsaw. Will, highest score, 163 points. That takes Bubba Grump Shrimp and the Golden Chainsaw Award.
Let's go. I love having Forrest Gump on the show. The Vacuum Award, and I'm sorry to just throw even more shade on you this weekend, Barry, but it's going to go to you. The lowest score of the week. You're the only team below 100 points. And it's just a tough loss to take when so many teams are in the running for the playoffs, and just a tough week for you, Will Barry. Do you want to take the Cond Award on?
Cond Award. It's got to go to Mason. Sabrina could not buy a victory for anything. Mm-hmm. It went back and forth. All we needed was no turnover.
No turnover. And yep, there you go.
Danny Dimes could not accommodate. Could not accommodate. Mason gets conned out of a win. Sabrina picks it up. Devastating defeat for Mason. Huge victory for Sabrina, getting her off the snide.
100%. I agree there, Forrest. Insightful foresight goes to Nini. All of her players were in double digits. A fantastic job choosing your starters this week. Great job. Finally, the Savvy Award, which is new and we all love. First place goes to Nini. Only left 9 points on the bench this week. Congratulations. For the record, second place is me. Third place is Mom. And in last place, a guy who lost by only 4 points, is Mason, who left 53 points on the bench. Typically...
Maybe that's been FSU's problem all season. Maybe they're leaving all their points on the bench because they're certainly not putting them on the field.
No, they're not. DJU is not the answer. But typically, Mason, you want to actually start people who score a lot of the points for you. Just throwing that out there, Mace.
It's a good strategy. Yeah. Let's go with that next time.
On to the AP poll.
Okay.
Yeah.
AP poll. Number 1, yet again, Willy Wonka.
Let's go.
Getting it done.
Yeah.
He was number 1, and you're still number 1.
Okay. I'm just that good. Number 2, the big guy, still there. That's what
just ripping off wins right now. That's all we're doing.
1 and 2 in the booth for this episode because that just had to happen.
Coming in at third, you got Will Barry, very solid 4-4. Mm-hmm. He probably would be better, but he had to face the steamroller this week, and so that's just how it happens. That's just how it happens.
Barry, really, we have to hear it from this guy now. This is so your fault too. In fourth place is Mason. Despite taking a tough loss this week, he still remains at 4-4. You're still in the hunt as we continue on to week 9 next week.
Nene pops in at number 5. She was at number 6, so moving up a spot. Mm-hmm. And Porter drops down a spot from 5 to 6. Mm-hmm. And, so it's a little bit rough.
7th seed goes to Dee, the lesser of the 3 and 5 teams. And despite winning this week, Mom is still sitting at the 8th spot at 2 wins and 6 losses.
She's still putting up points, which makes her a problem.
Absolutely.
And so I don't know if we've ever had an 8 seed that nobody wants to play less than Mom's team because she is a problem. She continues to put up points.
I agree. So, that does it for week 8.
She's like Vandy, You just don't want to play Vandy this year,
That's
which
actually a good time.
Auburn figured that out today.
Yeah.
So, Iron Bowl, they own the Iron Bowl. They dominated Alabama and Auburn. So, it turns out Vandy is a football school.
Yeah. The more you know. On to what's going on tomorrow. Sunday is tomorrow. So we are going to see second-ranked B3 taking on seventh-ranked Didi. Big news in that one, the big guy cannot start a Steelers quarterback. Russ is on bye week. As for Didi, Najee Harris is on bye, but you are getting DK Metcalf back, so that's a big addition. He has been out of your lineup for the past couple weeks. Game number 2, an 8th-ranked Mom takes on 6th-ranked Porter, and that has big playoff implications for both teams. Porter gets Puka Nacua back. He got him back last week, but he's 100% back, I would want to say, this week.
Then in the next game, you got number 1 Will taking on the strongest of Wills. We're going to find out who is the strongest of Wills, but we do know this. It won't be Deebo Samuel. He is not going to be participating on Barry's team this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's soft, if he just doesn't care. Maybe he tapped out. Maybe he's pulling a Richardson, and he's just saying, I don't want to sit there and mess around playing the Master of Cuppets this week.
Valid
Deebo is out.
Valid strategy. And then our final game coming up, 4th-ranked Mason takes on 5th-ranked Nini. Both teams 4-4, both trying to stay in the playoff push. Mason does not get George Pickens this week, and Nini does, even more importantly, does not get George Kittle this week. So both teams without a stud. We'll see who comes out on top on that one. And I'm just going to say this. I really like my chances against Barry this week. I think his team is soft, and I think that we're going to come
Barry, you're going to have to bring some heat this week. There's no doubt. A win by Barry puts me into first because I already know I'm going to win this week. And so it moves me into first. Barry, it moves you up a spot. This is a win-win situation. Let's make it happen.
Someone needs to knock this guy. Come on. I think that's it.
That's it for me.
This week. All right. Well, y'all set your lineups by 1 o'clock tomorrow, and have a good day.